Good afternoon to all. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ 8ನೇ ದಿನ. ಸೊ 8ನೇ ದಿನದ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಲೋಚಿಸಿದಂಥವರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಂದ್ರು ಮಠಪತಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಸಹಾಯಕ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕರು. ಸೊ MBA ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪರಿಚಯ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ. ಸೊ as well as I would like to welcome on behalf of all. So both sides, I think online aspirants and offline aspirants, and as well as my side. So heartily welcome, sir. Thank you. Our ಕಿರು ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆಫ್ಲೈನ್ ಆಸ್ಪಿರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ವಿನಂತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್.
Good afternoon to all. I want to introduce today's resource person, Dr. Chandrashekar Mathapati sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Management, Karnataka State, Mathapati Women's University, Vijaypur. Sir also qualified the MBA and also passed the KSAT, PG, DIR, PM, PhD in Management. Also he got the PhD award in the year of 2022. Sir also take the responsibilities of Assistant Register Administration, Karnataka State, Mathapati Women's University, Vijaypur. Also, he is one of the coordinator, Industry Institute, Society Linkage, Karnataka State, Mathapati Women's University, Vijaypur. Sir also take so many awards like Best Teacher, ESM Chennai on 28th September 2019. Also, he got a Best Paper Certificate, Impact Journals on 8th April 2021. So, we all are lucky to have this type of resource person. Thank you, sir, for coming and guiding us.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
A very warm good afternoon. So, as first and foremost, I would like to thank the organizing person behind this particular coaching for the academic aspirants. That is Dr. Chandrashekar sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to be here. And the topic given to me is information and communication technology. See, when we speak about the information and communication technology or ICT, there are two terminologies in this. That is, one is the IT, the another one is CT. That is information technology and communication technology. So why we won't call it as only the information technology or only the communication technology? Why is ICT? Okay. Yes. So before going to that, so just
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. Okay.
So as I was telling to you that the ICT comprises of two terminologies, that is the information technology and communication technology. So I hope you will be knowing what exactly is the information technology and what is communication technology. So can anyone tell me what is IT? Yes, friends? What is information technology? It gives the information to technology. Sorry? By using the technology. So what is communication technology?
Communicating to the machine language, converting
Communication through
the machine language.
machine language. See, IT is nothing but it is the storing, processing, and retrieving of the information. For example, your computer, your laptop. Okay, we just give the inputs to it. Okay, it will process, it will add a value to it, and it will store. It won't do anything. Okay, so that is the part of that is the scope of information technology. But we need to communicate with it, we need to transfer it, we need to disseminate it, we need to send it. For that, we need a communication technology. For example, it will be a video conferencing. For example, it will be a email. Okay? Yes. For example, now your projector, it is disseminating. With the help of projector, we are trying to communicate, isn't it? So, because we are using both the aspect here, that is the information technology as well as the communication technology, hence the ICT name has been given. Now, why the ICT is important? I hope if you are writing a net or the sled, then you will be a future prospective teachers. Yes. So as a teacher, why we need information technology or why we need ICT?
To upgrade ourselves.
Okay.
ಸರ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
To upgrade ourselves.
Because of the world is becoming the digitalization.
Okay. So because the world is becoming the digitalization or a digital, so we want to upgrade ourselves.
Upgrade ourselves.
Okay. Then it gives the innovative.
To make teaching effectively,
Okay. To make teaching more effective, more interactive, and more knowledgeable, we need the system or we need the support of information and communication technology. Suppose if there is no projector at all here, so what would happen? Now because there is a projector, okay, whatever I am trying to tell you, if you missed out something, you can look out at it and you can point out, yet this is what is going on. If you come like, okay, then also you can grasp. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for you. Okay, coming to the second slide. Second. So as per the syllabus of UGC-NET paper 1, okay, the 8th unit is of information and communication technology, and this is what we are going to cover in our entire session. That is the ICT, the basis of that, the general abbreviations and the various terminologies which are going to be used in the information and communication technology, followed by the basis of internet, intranet, email, audio and video conferencing. Okay, then followed by digital initiatives in the higher education. Now there are so many initiatives have been launched by the government. It may be a central or state government. So we'll try to look out the few important digital initiatives by the government of India. And at last, the ICT and the government or the e-governance. Now we have step forwarded, and instead of governance, we are using now the e-governance. Okay. So we'll start with the code. Okay. Like I hope you can read it out. We need technology in every classroom and in every student and in every teacher's hand, because it is the pen and paper of our time, and it is the lens through which we experience much of our work. Now, without the help of technology, okay, without the help of technology, we are not able to, for example, okay, I hope many of you haven't used the projector before when you are in the school, but now in the school, the people are using, or even the teachers in the primary or pre-primary, they are using the audio visuals so that they can motivate the students to learn more. Okay, the kids, the 2 years, 3 years kids are now very well versed with the mobile or with the tabs. Again, it is an example of a technology itself. Okay, next one. So now, what exactly is information and communication technology? So it says information and communication technology is the infrastructure and the component which will enable the modern computing. Okay, what is computing? It is nothing but the processing. Okay, how? If we want to process anything, that has to be with the help of the technology itself. Okay, and there is no single universal definition of the information and communication technology. Okay, there is no single definition for the ICT. The different experts, the different researchers has come up with the different definition for the ICT. Okay, so there is no one standard definition for this, but the term is generally accepted to mean all the devices. Like it may be a computer, it may be a tab, it may be a laptop. Okay, it may be anything. Okay, all the devices, networking components, like it may be a LAN, it may be a Wi-Fi, it may be applications like what we are using now, the PowerPoint. Okay, or it may be a systems which will combine or allow the people, like so many aspirants have joined us through the online. Even that is one of the component of the system in which we are using. It may be for the education purpose, it may be for the business purpose, or it may be for your personal purpose. The ICT can be used. Now, the components of the ICT system. Okay. Before trying to discuss this, the components. Okay. One of the another aspect we need to discuss. The basic aspect is about the computers. Okay. I hope all of you know what is computer. It is an electronic device which will convert. Okay, that is the characteristic. What is computer?
It will convert the data into the information.
Okay. It will convert by itself? No. So we need to feed up the data and the computer will process it and give us the information or the output. Okay. So what are the characteristics of the computers? Okay, accuracy is there. Then reliability is there. Then speed is there. Time saving, that is what speed is there. Then storage is there. Isn't it? But one of the disadvantages, the computer can't work on itself. Okay, the computer can't work on itself. We need to give a command. Okay, we need to give a command to the computer. Okay, the computer will not change the slide by itself. The human interference is required, or I need to set a time that after this much of a time it has to change to the next one. But okay, that is one of the disadvantages. See, why I am giving this is the one of the question was on related to the computer. Like the question in the NET paper was, okay, which of these are not the characteristics of a computer? And they said the first one is electronic device. Do you think it is a characteristic? It is not a characteristic. Okay, electronic device is not a characteristic. Characteristic is the accuracy, the reliability, the speed. These are the characteristics. Okay, the electronic device is not a characteristic. It is a part. Because it runs on electricity, so we say it as an electronic device. See, these kind of questions will arise. So you need to analyze, you need to evaluate, you need to understand. And so many questions have been asked with respect to the input and output devices of a computer. So what are the inputs and what are the outputs? Keyboard, mouse, Just check. What are the outputs? Printer, speaker, monitor. Okay. See, even these kind of questions or these kind of a simple question they will not ask because they know you are smart enough. You can answer. They will ask you tricky questions. How many keys are there in the keyboard? One or four? One or eight? See, these kind of questions will be raised. Or what do you mean by PDS? Okay. See how the speed of a printer will be analyzed. Okay. See, these kind of questions will arise. So you have to read in depth. We know or what we think. I know about the computer, so why I need to read about it? But they will not. Okay. They will never ask a easy or a simple questions because it is a competitive examination. They know they want to judge about your intellectual ability, how in-depth knowledge you have about a particular subject. Okay. So never try to underestimate anything and try to, if you know, try to revise it. So it will be helpful for your examination. Okay, coming back to our topic, the components of an ICT system. Okay, can we go to the next slide, please? Okay. So these are what the components of the ICT are. So what are it? It may be a cloud computing. Okay, what is cloud computing? Okay. Sorry? High capacity. Why we are using the cloud?
It makes sense that cloud is.
Sorry?
It makes sense that cloud is group business model in business cloud.
Okay. What do you mean by cloud? Yes, friends. What is cloud? No?
Generally, it's cloud means moda, sir.
Yes, that is what it is. Okay, if the clouds appears, then only the rain will come. Okay, cloud means it is in the remote. Okay, here cloud computing means in your device the computing will never takes place. For example, your Google Photos. Okay, your Google Photos, wherever you access your Gmail, you can take back your Google Photos. Why? Because it is stored in the cloud. Isn't it? If I take a photo, okay, can I take your mobile and look at the photo which I have taken? No, because it is stored in the device. But if I upload it in my Google, okay, in my Google account, then wherever I can log in, I can access the photos. That is cloud computing. Okay. Now the storage. See what will happen. I am using only my mobile, but in the organization, the information has to be shared by many people. Okay, the many people will edit it. The many people wants to retrieve it, review it. So what will happen? They will upload it in the cloud, a server. So what can happen? If anybody want to access it, they can access it, they can edit it, they can save it. Again, if another person want to access it, even they can do it. They can edit it. That is what the cloud computing is, and that can be only possible with the help of ICT. With the normal, with the traditional teaching, it is not quite possible. Okay. When we say about softwares, we need to have or we need to use certain kind of a software. Like now, what we are using, the Microsoft PowerPoint, isn't it? That is also a kind of application, kind of a software. We need to use that. That is the component. Then hardware. Obviously, we need a device. I need a laptop. Okay. I need a projector. I need a screen. So hardware component is also required as the software is required. Then what is that? The transactions. What do you mean by transactions? Yes. One has to be a sender and the other has to be a receiver. Okay, if I send and if you won't receive it, if you won't react it, if you won't respond to it, then will there be any useful? No. If I start speaking French, what will happen?
Not understand.
There will be no transactions at all. There is no give and take at all. Isn't it? So even the transactions are very much required. And again, to make it more effective, we need a communication technology. Without the communication technology, as I said, the data will not be transmitted. The data will not be shared. The information can't be shared. And to share that, we need a communication technology. Now, we are doing it face to face, but many aspirants have joined us with the online mode. For them, it is a communication technology. Okay. Then the data, obviously, the data is very much required so that we can use the information can be shared. And when we want to share, there has to be certain kind of a data which is required. And when we process the data, it will become an information. I hope you know what is the difference between data and information. What is that? Data? Figure out facts. Okay. What is information?
Converting into data in sentence, the meaning of information.
Okay. Data is
It's a raw information. Raw facts of law.
data is always in the raw form. Like, for example, if you go to the Google, okay, and type ICT, the more than a lakh pages will open, which contains the word ICT. So, can you use all the? Can you open all the 1 lakh pages and see what is ICT? That is what the data is. And information is, if you open 2 or 3 sites and look out what exactly is the ICT. Okay, you understood that, you had a knowledge, you have a, or you gained a knowledge. That is what we call it as a information. So data is always in the raw format, and we convert the data into the information. And when we say information, the useful, okay, the usefulness of the useful data will be extracted, and we call that data as a information. Okay, and obviously we need a internet connectivity, okay, so that the communication can happen or communication can be accessed. Okay, next please. Societal and economic impact. What is the impact of the ICT on the society and even on the economic aspect? Okay, just I will try to read out. The ICT, okay, is leveraged to economic, societal, and interpersonal transactions, and the interaction ICT has drastically changed how the people work, communicate, learn, and even they live their personal life. So the ICT has a impact not only on the business, not only on the education, but on the interpersonal transaction and the inter-social transaction as well. Now, for example, I hope you are all connected with your friends through social medias. Again, that is an example of a ICT itself. Okay. Now, most of you are active in the social media. Like it may be a Facebook, it may be a Insta, it may be a Twitter, isn't it? Okay. So that is how the technology is having an impact. It is not only having an impact in the education, but also have an impact on the economical aspect and the societal aspect as well. Then ICT importance to economic development and business growth has been so monumental. In fact, it is credited with the ushering in what they have labeled the fourth industrial revolution. And now we are in the urge, or we are in the beginning of the fourth industrial revolution. And that revolution will take place on the technological aspect itself. It may be a artificial intelligence, it may be a machine learning, it may be a robotics, it may be a nanotechnology. Okay, on the technological base itself, the fourth revolution or the industrial revolution will take place. Okay. Then ICT also underpins broad shift in the society as individual and mass are moving from personal face-to-face interaction to one in the digital space. This new era is frequently termed as a digital age. Okay. Now, even if you want to wish your friend a good morning, okay, what is that you will do? You will send a text message. Yes? Okay? If you want, okay? If you want to, even many of the time, if you want to speak with our siblings, our parents, so instead of going, we'll give a call. We'll make a video conference. Isn't it? Video call, video chat. So that is because it all happening because of the digital age or the digital era. Okay? And still many research are going on with respect to this, and by the coming decade, we can see drastical changes will happen with respect to the digital technology. Now, the computing is not only restricted to the computers or the laptops. We have a smart watches. Yes or no? Even that is able to compute. Yes? Okay? So the digital will not be restricted. The scope of the digital or the scope of the technology is increasing day by day. Next please. See, for all the revolutionary aspect, through the ICT capabilities aren't evenly distributed. Simply put, richer countries and richer individuals enjoy more access and thus have a greater ability to seize on the advantages and the opportunities provided by the ICT. Okay, approximately there are around 11 billion people are there, and only the 4.5 billion people have access to the internet. Okay, see what I am trying to do. There are approximately more than 10.5 billion people are there on Earth, and only 4.5 billion people have access for the internet. If the internet accessibility will be given to all the people, think how big the scope of the internet or the scope of the ICT would be. Then, considering for example, some findings from the World Bank, okay, it is said here. In 2016, it is stated that more than 75% of the people worldwide have the access to a cell phone. However, internet access through either mobile or fixed broadband remains prohibitively expensive in many of the countries, particularly in the African countries. Okay, the cost of the data is very much high. Thanks to the geo, because of which we are accessing or we are enjoying the data with the minimum price. Okay, compared to the other countries, the India has a much lesser data cost, and the data consumption of the individual is much more comparing to the other country. Okay, then okay, see it says the World Bank estimated that out of the global population of 7.4 billion, more than 4 billion people doesn't have the access to the internet, and it is estimated that only 1.1 billion people have the access to the high-speed internet. Okay, but with this limitation also, the scope of the ICT doesn't decrease; it is increasing because the access is going on increasing. Okay, next please. See, these are the list of some of the important acronyms which we use in the ICT, and as per the syllabus, as per the UGC-NET paper 1, okay, many of the time, many questions have been raised with respect to this. That is, what do you mean by, or what is the acronym of BIOS? Okay, they will ask like this: the basic input and output system that control the computer. It tells us about the operations to be performed by the system. Okay, what is the basis of the input and output system? How exactly it will work? It will be calculated on the BIOS. Then byte. I hope you know what is a byte. BYT is known as a storage unit of a data. Okay, bits, byte, then kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte. Okay, so 1024 KB is equal to 1 GB. Yes, 1 MB. 1024 MB equal to GB. 1024 GB equal to 1 terabyte. Okay, like this you need to analyze. Then CPU. I hope you know what is CPU.
Brain after
Central processing unit. It is the brain and heart of a computer, because all the processing will be done by all the processing and the storage will be done taken care by the CPU itself. Then Mac is a product of Apple, Macintosh. Okay, when the computers were started being personal, or the PC personal computers were started, then at that time the Mac was very much popular. Like now you use the iPads. Likewise, the Mac was introduced. Then OS, I hope you know what is OS? Operating system. Okay, many of us use the Microsoft operating system. Even the Linux operating system is there. The disk operating system is there. Okay, like you in your mobile, it may be an Android or the iOS. Yes, the PC, personal computer. Okay, PDF, portable document format. It is a format where much of the time we can only read it, we can't edit it. But now the software has come wherein even you can edit the PDF format. Okay, yes, please. RAM. What is RAM? Random access memory. Okay, what is ROM? What is the difference? RAM is a temporary, whereas ROM is a permanent. See, to boot or to start a computer, we need certain kind of a software. We need certain kind of a support that will be there in the ROM. Okay, every time you start on or give a command of a shutdown, the ROM will initiate. They will never be modified. They can't never be added or modified, added or deleted. Okay, whereas the RAM is what you store, what you edit, what you modify, what you delete. Okay, as per the user's will and wish, it will perform. That is what the difference is. Then the VGA, video graphics array. Now many of the time when we want to buy a laptop, computer or a mobile, okay, we'll try to see what is the VGA. Okay, how much VGA it will support. For example, if you want to play a high-end games, then the VGA would be more useful. Okay, likewise, WISI, it is known as a widget. That means what you see is what you get. Okay, these are the short forms which usually the people use in the social medias or while in the emailing. Okay, next please. Okay. And again, some of the important aspects, that is AGP, accelerated graphic port. Okay, next PC, personal computer, EPROM, erasable, programmable, read-only memory. See here it says erasable, programmable. Okay, means it is just a temporary or for a particular device. Okay, then hard disk, drive, HDD, perishable component, interconnect, universal automatic computer, graphic user interface, universal serial board, visual graphic adapter, metropolitan area network, American Standard Code for information interchange. And last 2 years back, the last one was the question for the UGC-NET examination. That is
Universal serial bus or board? It is bus.
It is bus, sorry, universal serial bus. Okay. Last 2 years back, the last one was the question: what is the full form or expand ASCII? And the 4 options was given, and this is the correct one: American Standard Code for information interchange. Next, please. These are a few more. That is one wide area network, EBC, BIC. That is an extended binary code, decimal interchange code, LAN, local area network. Okay, EEPROM or EAP long electrical erasable or electrical alternative programmable read-only memory structural query language SQL or rewritable serial query language campus area network single inline memory model. This I will ask the Prakash to forward it to you so that you can go through this. Okay? Not only going through this, but you have to understand what exactly it means. Okay? Because
What is the difference between CAN and WANs and wide area network?
wide area network and campus area network. Wide area means it is applicable through the entire networking. Campus means it is restricted. Okay, now we can make a campus area network. Means the network can be used by only the people who have been given an authorization. Like now we are using the Wi-Fi. It is unlimited. If you have access, if you have a password, then only you can use it. But in various in malls and other things, it is wide. It is kept open to all the people. Next, HTML. I hope you know what is HTML. Hypertext, markup language, HTTP, hypertext, transfer protocol, IP, Internet protocol. Usually it is of a 8-digit number by which we can identify the system which have been used to transfer that particular stuff. Okay. Usually the people will ask, what is your IP? Means you have to give the IP which is dedicated to your computer, by which we can understand or we can able to identify this is a system which has been used. Or in various criminal stuff or in criminal investigation, they will try to track the IP address. If they track it, then they can know exactly where that particular system was used. Okay. Then ISP, Internet Service Provider. Okay. Then LAN, local area network. Then some common email abbreviations. Okay. Next please. These are the few of the common email abbreviations which many of the time many people use while they are writing the email. But it is advisable if you are writing a professional email or a business email, okay, then never try to use these abbreviations. If it is for the friendly chat, then better you can use this. I hope many of you know about all this. Okay. Next please. Some commonly used full forms or abbreviations. Okay, I hope you know what is a PAN, what is PDM, SIM, subscriber identity module, by which we can identify who is a subscriber. Okay. Then automated teller machine, Indian financial system code, for safety and standard authority of India, wireless, fidelity. Okay, Wi-Fi. Okay. Means you should never restrict yourself to only the communication technology. Many of the time they may ask a question with respect to the other aspects as well. See, the framework given, the syllabus given is only for your reference. It is not limited to the syllabus. Okay, it is just a framework. It is just a way of thinking. Yes, this kind of a questions may come, but it is not limited to the syllabus. Okay. Next one. Some more thing, I like Google. Many of us use Google. Global Organization of Oriented Group Language of Earth. That is what the expansion of the Google. Yahoo, and another hierarchical, officious oracle. Development for office work solution. Computer, common oriented machine, particularly invented and used under technical educational research. Okay. Virus, vital information resources under C. Okay. UMTS, Universal Mobile Telecommunications System. Okay. Likewise, a mold, that is active matrix organization, sorry, organic light emitting diode, or OLED, organic light emitting diode, OLED DB means this one, organic light emitting diode. IMEI, International Mobile Equipment Identity, ESN, electronic serial number, UPS, uninterruptible power supply, HDMI, high definition multimedia interface. Like we have a port for the HDMI in our computers or in our laptops. Then VPN, virtual private network.
Access point.
Okay.
Name.
We can go next, please. You can go through all this. Yes. Next, please. There are so many other. I have listed only a few. Okay. There are so many are available.
Next, sir.
Next, we'll come to the basics of internet, intranet, email, audio, and video conferencing. Okay. So, is there any difference between the internet, intranet, and extranet? What is it? It is connected between two or more devices. Okay, that is internet. What is intranet?
Internet.
So, what is internet?
Network.
It is a network connected by one person to another person. Okay. Then what is the difference? What is inter and what is intra? Intra is restricted. Okay.
Limited.
Interpersonal, intrapersonal. Yes. In between two devices. Okay. Intra means so internet is the worldwide. Okay. The scope of the internet is the worldwide. Whereas the intra means within an organization, within a house, within a campus, okay, within a specific area, it is located or it is established. And when we give certain permission, okay, within a intranet, then that is what we call it as a extranet. Okay, if we give the permission, okay, or if we release or if we modify a bit of restrictions in the intranet and give permission, then it is an example of a extranet. Okay, the internet, it is a okay, the intranet and the extranet are the part of our internet. Next, please. See the basics of internet. Okay, the internet is a worldwide telecommunication system which will provide the connectivity for millions of other smaller networks. Therefore, the internet is often referred as a network of networks. Okay, see what it says? It tried to connect millions and billions of people. Okay, this is a worldwide telecommunication. We all are connected with the internet because of the internet. Okay, because of the internet, now the world has become a global village. Okay, if there was no invention or if there is no internet at all, think what would have happened. Okay, think about the connectivity. Think about the communication. Now, by sitting in Bijapur, I can connect with any of the person in any of the remote corner of the world because of the internet. Now we are speaking about the information and communication technology because of the availability of the internet. If the internet was not available, then the technology advancement would not have been this much. It would be very limited. The scope would be very limited to a particular geographical location. But because of the internet or the availability of the internet, okay, the scope has become so drastic, so it has become the worldwide. Then it allows the computer users to communicate with each other across distance and computer platforms. It may be the ICT as well. ICT, or it may be a mobile, it may be your tab or any other electronic device. The internet has begun in the year 1969 as the US Department of Defense's Advanced Research Project Agency for War Communication. Okay, in the war, the communication has to happen. So they have developed the technology, and later it has been called as the internet. From there, the advancement of the internet or the birth of the internet have taken place. Because the war will happen in the remote area. So how to communicate with the people who are in the zone or in our area? Because of that, the US Department of Defense has started the internet facility. Then the World Wide Web, usually called the web for short, is the collection of different websites you can access through the internet. www. Okay, that is World Wide Web. Okay, for example, your university website www.KSAWUV, isn't it? That means it is a part of the World Wide Web itself. Then internet service provider, as ISP offers a variety of services for a variety of prices: web page access, email, web page hosting, and so on. Most ISPs offer various internet connection speeds for the monthly fee. It may be a Jio, it may be a Airtel, it may be any other service provider. Okay. But the internet is not owned by one particular organization or a company. It can be only provided by certain people. Okay. Then a browser is a program that allows you to interact and view the internet and content of a web. When you open a page, the browser will take you to that page wherein you can view or you can retrieve or extract the information which you require. Okay, next please. Done. Before this. Yes. See, a browser. Can you click the form? Okay. The browser is a free software package or mobile app that let you view the web pages, graphics, and most online content. Okay. The browser, for example, if you go to any of the website, will you have to pay anything? Most of the time, you don't have to pay anything. Okay. Then a web page is that which you see in your web browser when you are on the internet. Think of the web page as a page in a magazine. You can see text, you can see photo, you can see images, you can see graphs, tables, okay, links, advertisement, or many more. Okay, uniform resource locator, that is URLs, are the web browser addresses of the internet page and the file. Okay, like you have a name, so we have to give a name to the browser or the page, hence the URL will be given to that. URL consists of the three parts to address a page or a file. The protocol is a portion ending in, that is /hyphen. Most web pages use the protocol HTTP or HTTPS, but there are other protocols as well. Do you know what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? S means secure. You can rely on that. Okay, when it says HTTPS, that means it is a secure website and you can rely on that particular information. Or the website will never contain a virus. It has been verified. Okay. Then the host or top level domain, which frequently ends in .com, .net, .edu or .org, but can also end in one of the many others that have been officially recognized. In our next part, we shall try to discuss what it means. Okay, if it is .n, .in, .edu, what exactly is the meaning of that? Okay, the file name or the page name itself. Like as I said, KSAWUV, that is a file name. A domain name is the unique, alphabetically based part of a URL. This domain name can be officially registered with the domain register by a person, business, or the non-profit organization. If you want your own website, you need to buy it from the domain provider. You need to buy it, you need to lease it, or you need to rent it. Okay. Like the top level domain name that designates what kind of site it is. For example, .com for commercial domain, .org for the organizations, or .edu for the educational institutions. So depending on the kind of depending on the purpose of opening a website, it will be decided what extension has to be given. Okay. Next, please. Then, basis of the internet continuum, that is .com means commercial. You are using it for the commercial transaction. For the trade purpose, it will be given a .com. For example, google.com, because it is for the commercial purpose. Then .edu for the educational institutions. Okay. Then .gov, that is
Government.
it is usually for the government, and the US government has started it, so it has been written as the US government. Okay. .int. Okay. Usually for the international organizations, it will be given .int. Then .mil for the military operations or for the military websites, it is always .mil. .net, that is network providers. Okay, they will be given .net. .org is for non-government organizations, sorry, non-profit organizations. Okay, domain name with the help of country. If it is .in, that means it is the Indian domain. If it is .au, then it is Australia. If it is .de, it belongs to Germany. .fr is of France. Okay. Likewise, every country do have their own extension for this. Okay. Next, please. Now, basis of the intranet. Okay. What it says? An intranet is a private network that is contained within an enterprise. It may consist of many interlinked local area network and also use leased lines in the wide area network. The main purpose of the intranet is to share the company information and computing resources among the employees. Okay, the information, whatever is there, has to be communicated with the only limited people. The limited people must have access to that. Then usually we will go for a intranet because it is much more safer. If we put a file, if we share anything in the internet, then it will be publicly available. Any person can access it. And in many of the time, for the business people, the information is a significant part. The information values the most. Hence, it can't be shared in the public, but it has to be communicated with the people within an organization. So, because in this scenario, they go for the not internet, they go for the intranet. Means they build a network within that particular devices, or with that particular IP address itself, they will try to communicate or establish a network. Means if you open that system, then only you are able to access that particular information. Okay, or else you have to give the IP address to the your IT head. This is the IP address I am going to use. They will give access to that. Okay. Then today's working environment often means colleagues are no longer present in the same geographical location. They are diversified throughout the world. Many of the organizations have their offices or have their presence in many of the countries. Like the Coca-Cola have an existence in 190 different countries. Okay, so at that time they can use or they can go for the intranet. Okay, this can make teamwork and face-to-face interaction very much difficult unless an intranet with the latest communication and collaboration tool will be available. Okay, then typically larger enterprise allow users within this intranet to access the public internet through firewall servers that have the ability to stream messages in both direction so that employee or the company security is maintained. Even like our university is doing. Okay. What they did with their student login? Can you access YouTube? Can you access Facebook? Yes or no? With the student ID, can you access these sites? We are using the internet, but with the firewalls, we are restricting the use of certain stuff, certain thing. Okay, that can also be done, or we can. If you want to be 100% secure about information, then you have to go for the intranet. If you want to restrict the use, then you have to go for internet with the firewalls, like what our university is doing. Okay, they can give the permission to, or the ID people can give you the permission to open only one particular website, that is our university website, with the student login, not anything else. They can restrict it. Okay, or they can give you a free hand, like you can use any of the stuff. You can use any of, or you can browse anything in the net. Okay, again, that is with the help of the firewalls. Then, see, the extranet. The extranet refers to the network within an organization, that is the intranet itself. Using internet to connect to the outsider is controlled manner. It helps to connect business with their customers and suppliers, and therefore allows working in a collaborative manner. Okay, intranet, it is restricted to the only the people within an organization. Wherein extranet, it is the combination, or you can allow the people to access your information, like it may be your suppliers, it may be your customers, even they can retrieve the data. Okay, right? See, internet, it is open to all. Intranet, very restricted. Extranet, you are giving certain limitation, or you are giving certain provisions for the other peoples outside your organization to share or to retrieve the information. Okay? That is what the difference between the internet, intranet, and the extranet. Okay? Fine. We'll come to the basics of email. Okay. Hope all of you uses an email services. Yes. Okay. Electronic mail is, so what is that? Is a method of exchanging the messages between people using electronic devices. It has been invented by Roy Thomson. Okay. Email first entered limited using in the year 1960s, and by the mid-70s had taken the form which we are using now. Email, short form of electronic mail, consists of the messages which are sent and received using the internet. There are many different email services available that allow you to create an email account and send and receive emails and attachments, many of which are free, almost all of which are free. Okay, we are not paying anything, but if you want to use certain kind of for example, I need a more space. Okay, the Gmail will provide you 15 GB of space. If you are using more than 15 GB, then you have to pay annually to the Google. Okay, you can use 15 GB of space. Storage will be free. If you exceed more than 15 GB, then for that storage you have to pay. Or else you want to, if you want to create one more email ID, then it is free. If you want to continue with the same, you have to pay for that, or you have to delete the information which is there in your email. Okay. Today, the top 3 webmail providers are Yahoo, Microsoft's Outlook, which is previously it was Hotmail, and obviously the Google's Gmail. Okay. Many people have also an email address hosted by their company. Like we have, okay, KSW. Like if you have noted in my first line, I said chandru@ksw.ac.in. So it has been hosted by the university. Okay, like your school, your college, your organization. These email addresses are usually from professional purposes only. Okay, for official communication only, we have to use that. The first 5 lines of an email message is called email header. The header parts comprises of the following field. That is from, always from will be your email address, okay, from which you are sending. The from will always be your address itself. Okay. Then date, obviously the date will be taken care by the system itself. So you don't need to enter the first 2. Okay. The last 4th thing you need to take care, that is to, means to whom you are going to send an email. Okay, their email address you have to mention. Then subject, what is the subject or why you are trying to send an email to them. So the subject line you have to enter, or the subject you have to give in that, and CC and BCC. What do you mean by CC and BCC? Carbon copy and blind carbon copy. What do you mean by this? What is carbon copy and what is blind carbon copy? Number of copies can be to the same person. Okay, why should I send multiple mails to the same person? Okay. For example, if I want to send an email to all of you,
Then we have to use that BCC.
why BCC? Yes, either I can use CC, or if it is a confidential, I don't want the other person to see to whom I have sent a mail. Okay, so blind carbon copy. Okay, CC means carbon copy. Mark to all of you, because you know you know each other. If I mark a CC, no issues. But if I am sending a mail to my customers, to my suppliers, okay, and I am asking them for a quotation, and if they came to know which all the organization I have asked for, then it won't look nice, or it is not that suitable. So what I will do, I will mark it in the BCC, blind carbon copy. So the person who receives will not come to know to whom else it has been written. Okay? So that is what the difference between the CC and BCC. If you want to send a same message to the multiple people, then you can use the CC. If you have to keep it confidential, then you can go for the blind carbon copy. Okay? Next please. Fine. The same thing has been expanded here. That is the difference between the CC and BCC. Okay. Next please. Now the basics of audio and video conferencing. So what it says, when a number of participants of a meeting use telephonic instrument to communicate with each other, then it is known as a audio conferencing. Like if you take a conference of 2 or more people in your call, then we can say it as or it is an example of audio conferencing. Okay. when you merge your call with some another person, or when 2 or more people start having a conversation in the telephone, then that we can call it as the audio conferencing. Okay. Then when 2 or more people are using the digital platform to communicate and collaborate with each other to achieve a common goal effectively, then it is known as a video conferencing mode of communication or a tool of face-to-face communication. Now because of the pandemic, because of the coronavirus, now we are very well versed with the video conferencing, and these are the top sites, top applications which we can use for the video conferencing. Okay, much of them are free with the limited access. Okay, that is, it may be a Skype, it may be a Zoom, it may be a Cisco WebEx, it may be GoToMeeting or Zoho, Click, or Workplace by the Meta or the Facebook. Okay, these are the top applications wherein you can go for video conferencing with the limited number. Like for example, Zoom, 100 participants is free for less than 1 hour. If you want to expand it Okay, if you want to expand from 1 hour or you want 500 people, then you have to get a license. Okay. Then web conferencing involves sharing content live over the web between 2 or more locations. Visual materials is usually accompanied by an audio track. Like what we are doing now, the same thing can happen to the video conferencing as well. Okay. On the people who have joined us, even it is an example of a video conferencing, but only thing is it is restricted that they can't able to speak. Now they are only able to listen. They are not able to interact. If they are able to interact, then it is a perfect example of a video conferencing. Okay. Digital initiatives in higher education. Okay. See, as I said, there are so many digital initiatives which are being taken by the government of India and the respective state governments. We'll try to discuss only the few such initiatives which are going to help for the higher education in India. Okay. This is just a preamble. No need. We can go to the next. Yes. I hope much of you may have heard about the SWAYAM. What is that? Study verbs. Study verbs of active learning for young aspiring minds. Okay. SWAYAM is such a platform or an online platform which has been designed to provide the best quality education. Okay, and anyone can access it anytime with and support of our information technology. SWAYAM initiative allows sharing of quality education with everyone, thus bringing equity, and the AICTE and MHRD developed it with the assistance of a Microsoft company. Okay, it has the capability of hosting 2,000 courses and various professional programs, and the Indian experts have designed all the courses on the SWAYAM platform. Students can take all the programs on SWAYAM free of cost. If they require a certificate, they can acquire it by the paying a minimal amount. Many of the time, the amount is 600 rupees. If you want a certificate, it is just 600 rupees. If you are not able to converse with a particular topic, then you can take a SWAYAM course. Okay? Or with the help of NEP now, 30% of the courses can be taken from SWAYAM. The credit will be transferred to your respective degree or respective programs. Okay, 30%. If you are not able to converse or not able to pick up one particular subject, you need to search whether the same subject is available in the SWAYAM. If yes, then you can take a course there, and if you pass there, the credit will be transferred to your respective degrees. Okay. Then SWAYAM Prabha. Okay. SWAYAM Prabha is also a digital initiative in the education, containing a group of 32 DTH channels dedicated to telecasting high quality educational program 24/7 with the UGC-NET satellite. New content will be there, and they will telecast each video 5 times a day to help students learn according to their convenience. Okay, it covers different courses useful for students of various backgrounds like UGC, NIOS, IGNO, NCERB, and CEC will provide contents on this platform. Even I heard last time for the SSLC and PUC students, okay, it was very helpful. Like whenever they are free, they can go through the contents, they can listen to it. 32 such dedicated DTH channels are there for the higher education. Okay, as per your convenience, you can see the schedule and you can listen, or you can see, or you can go through the videos. Likewise, National Digital Library. Okay, NDL, National Digital Library. I heard more than 1 lakh virtual books are available in the NDL. Okay, National Digital Library. More than 1 lakh ebooks are available in the NDL, and it is free of cost. Okay, if you go to the library, you won't find much books. It may be 10,000, 20,000, or 30,000 book price may be there. But the number of titles, okay, the volumes are there, but the number of titles are not that very much. The number of titles may be 5,000 to 6,000 titles. But in the NDL, they have converted the books into the e-books, and the more than lakh titles you can find in the NDL. Whatsoever the course, whatsoever the program, the same contents you can find, or the same reference books or the textbooks you can find in the NDL, and it is free to access. You can take a help of that. Okay, if you are not able to find or locate a particular book, then you can go and search in the NDL. Definitely you are going to get a reference or the e-book at that. Then NAT, National Academic Depository. What is it? NAT. Have you heard about it? No? National Academic Depository. The name itself indicates all your academic credentials will be there in the NAT. Okay, I repeat, all your academic credentials will be there in the NAT. Okay, I hope you know about DigiLocker. Yes, what is it? All your documents will be saved in the DigiLocker, isn't it? It may be Aadhaar, it may be a PAN, it may be your passport, it may be your driving license, it may be your voter ID. Everything will be there in the DigiLocker, and even the government will accept that. If you show in the DigiLocker, they will accept it. Likewise, the National Academic Depository, all your marks card. Okay, all your academic marks cards will be available in the NAT. Okay, so you don't need to carry the hard copy of your marks card. Like you show in the DigiLocker, you can show it in the NAT. Okay, that is one of the initiatives, because many people have come out with the complaints that they lost their certificates. What if I lost my certificate? Where can I get it? Okay, I need to go to the university, I need to give a requisition. If it is in urgency, then I won't be able to get it. Isn't it? So we need to preserve it a lot. And if it misplaces, then it is a big headache. And if I learned in the different universities, then it is much more headache, because I need to visit all the universities, and again I need to give a complaint, take a FIR copy, I have lost, and I have a FIR. I need to pay the minimum fees, then only I am going to get the duplicate marks card issued, and in that they will write as a duplicate. Okay, and for that also we need to give the explanation why the duplicate is written on the marks card. Okay, so to avoid all this inconvenience, the MHRD has come up with the initiative called the National Academic Depository. Now very soon your marks card will appear in your NAD account itself. Okay, you have a unique ID where you can access all your marks card in your mobile itself. Okay. Then e-Yantra, it is one of the digital initiatives in the higher education implemented by the MHRD to incorporate robotics. Okay, it is specifically applicable to the engineering education, so that they can engage the students through the applied mathematics, computer science, and engineering fundamentals. Okay, like solely they say e-Yantra, electronic machines. Okay, which is applicable to particularly to the engineering students. Next, please. Okay, show the Sindhu. Have you heard about it? Show the Sindhu. Yes or no? Okay. See, it is also a digital initiative by the MHRD formed on the recommendation of the expert committee. Expert committee by merging 3 consortia initiatives. That is, so many e-books and international electronic journals have been made available to all the higher educational institutions through this initiative. It provides the access to the best of the education in the world using the digital technology. Show the Sindhu, your respective subject. Okay, in the NAT digital library, it is just like a library and open, and all the kinds of the books are available. But but if the E shows into as per your course. Okay, as per your program, the contents will be uploaded. The best selling book, the best authored book, those books, not only books, even the magazines and the journals with respect to that will be uploaded in the E format. Okay. Then one of the next best initiative is talk to a teacher. See, the name itself indicates talk to a teacher, talk to an expert in your subject. Okay. So it is an initiative of the National Mission on Education and receives funding from the MHRD. Its objective is to provide the selected graduate and postgraduate courses for professional and the scholars. Registration is not essential at all. It is not required because it does not have any certification process. It uses a few collaborative tools to provide the faculty of virtual classrooms to the faculty in the country. Talk to a teacher. Digital initiative covers, as of now, it covers the humanities and the social science discipline. Okay, whoever is best in your discipline, you can identify them. You can have queries to them. As of now, it is not exactly talk to a teacher. You can just leave a comment. You can just leave a questions. You can just drop your questions. They will go through and they will answer to your queries. Okay? But in the days to come, the time will be allocated like from 5 to 7. This person will be available. So if you have any questions, you can raise the questions directly to the expert or to the teacher itself. Okay. Likewise, e-Acharya, it is known as a integrated e-content portal and is an official repository of all the content produced under NME-ICT. What is NME-ICT? National Mission for Education through ICT. Okay, National Mission for Education through the Information and Communication Technology. Okay, this portal also has the metadata of all the content and can become a vertical form of NDL. This digital initiative gets backed by a robot 24/7 data centers. In the NDL, the data centers are not available. But here, the data centers will be available if you have any query. Okay? If you are not able to find out anything, you can call up a data center and you can request them to directly share with your emails. Okay? So instead of searching in the portals or in the data, you can request them. They will directly send the materials to your mail itself, or they will send you a link. That is what they call it as a e-Acharya. Okay. Likewise, e-Vidwan. Okay, e-Vidwan is again a best digital initiative taken care by the Information and Library Network. Centers that get financial support from the NME-ICT. It collects all the profiles or scientists and research scientists working in the R&D organizations in India and abroad, establishes direct communication with the experts and create a platform for information exchange among the students. Okay, or the scientists. The e-Vidwan database help you to choose experts for various committees and take courses established by the government. It will also assist the policymakers and funding agencies in the policy interventions and also the decision making. Usually, this site is applicable to the pure sciences. Okay, and next one is likewise the spoken tutorial. It is an award-winning content portal digital initiative. One can learn various free and open source software by oneself with the help of spoken tutorial. Anybody with a computer and an internet in learning can acquire knowledge from any place in their comfortable language. It is a friendly online discussion forum. Anyone can start a new discussion or join the existing one and get replies from the spoken tutorial community. Even you can act as an expert in this. If you know anything, and if people have a query, you can act as an expert and you can give a solution to that. It is very easy to use and takes only a few minutes to register. These are digital initiatives of the central government, launched in collaboration with various other organizations, will aim to enhance the access and quality of higher education. As I said, these are only the limited initiatives I have spoken about. Likewise, there are many other initiatives are there, okay, for improving or for uplifting the higher education in India. Right. The next thing is, and the last part of this is the ICT and the governance. So, what is governance? Why governance is required?
To maintain the ethical values.
The ethical,
Values.
moral, and to be transparent. Okay, the governance means the transparency should be there, the ethical aspects should be there, and the morality must be there. That is what the governance is about, or the governance speak about. Okay, and when it says about the ICT and the governance, okay, see, as I said, okay, now we are using the word e-governance, that is electronic governance, because much of the governance will be now digitalized or it is in the format of e-governance itself. Okay, so the E stands for electronic. Thus, the e-governance is basically associated with carrying out the functions and achieving the results of governance through the utilization of information and communication technology. In this century, where almost everyone has been made electronic, like it may be a e-commerce, e-business, e-learning, e-services. Okay. Likewise, the Indian government is also trying to go with the wave and want to govern through the ICT, and they call it as a e-governance. Okay, e-governance needs to help the ICT services to achieve their objectives anytime and anywhere. It eliminates the need for physical travel by citizens to various government offices in order to get their work done. Okay. Say for example, I want to add documents of my land. Okay, I need my land document. Where should I go? I need to go to the sub-register office. I need to fill a form. Okay, I need to provide the documents, or I need to pay a prescribed fee and request for a document. That is, I need to write a letter, request letter, and say this land belongs to me. The survey number, where it comes, all I need to write, pay a prescribed fee, attach a journal, and submit it in the sub-register office. And after 2 to 3 days, I need to again go and inquire what has happened to the document. Isn't it? So I need to go minimum 2 times to the office. So instead of that, if it is e-services, okay, I can just send a request stating I need a document. I will make a e-payment, okay, of the fees, and within a few hours, not hours yet, but within a few days, you will get a copy of your documents through electronic mode itself. Okay, that is what the e-governance can do. Everything will be electronic. Okay, it is very convenient, very helpful for the people, and we can maintain a morality and the transparency in this. If you go to the office, then you have to pay the bribe. If you want to get it early, then you have to pay the bribe. Otherwise, you need to wait. But if it is in the electronic format, okay, then there is no direct interaction with the official and with the people. Hence, the transparency will be more. They have to treat each and everyone equally. Then the major objective of the e-governance is to support and simplify governments for all the government agents, citizens, and the business. Okay, e-governance also means e-democracy, where all forms of communication between the electronic and the electoral happen electrically or with the help of digitally. Okay, there is no physical transactions at all. Everything will happen digitally only. Okay, then background. India is a country of the villages, and for overall prosperity, growth, and sustainable development, ICT and governance play a key role not only in terms of e-governance models to demonstrate the key changes we see in the services for healthcare, education, banking, mobility, agriculture, and other allied fields, but also keep the country on the path of development. See, now we can take an example of a banking itself. Okay, how many of you visit the bank regularly now? Will you visit banks
Yes, sir, oftenly.
oftenly? Yes.
Yes.
See, now the people hardly visits the bank because every services is available in the digital format. Whatever I need, okay, whatever I need as services, everything is there in the mobile application itself, isn't it? If you want to transfer money, you can do it by yourself. Okay, if you want to see your transactions, you can do it by yourself. You can go with the mini statement, or you can give the date-wise statement will be shown. Okay, so what not? Everything can be done by yourself itself. Only if you want to withdraw cash, you have to go to either ATM or you have to go to the bank. If you want to deposit, then you can go to the machines, or again you have to go to the bank. Apart from these two, okay, every other thing can be done with the help of the mobile banking or the e-banking, isn't it? Likewise, now the government is thinking to make every government services like this. Now, for example, you can pay the electricity bill through the app itself, through your mobile itself. Now, even you can pay the water bills with the mobile itself. Any complaints with respect to any of the government agencies, you can raise in the digital format itself. So hardly the people has to visit any offices for any specific purpose. So the government is thinking to make entire thing online itself. Okay, so that is one. Next. The term e-governance focuses on the use of new ICT by the government as applied to the full range of government functions. Thus, e-governance is an application of the information and communication technology for delivering government services, exchange of information, communication, transactions, integrations, various standards, standalones, system and services between the government and the citizens. For example, now the direct benefit transfer. Okay, what is it? DBT, direct benefit transfer. See, usually earlier the benefits would be transferred to the beneficiaries through the government offices. Okay, the government offices would get the money and they will identify who are the beneficiaries and then they used to transfer it. But now the government says no, we are going to transfer it directly to the beneficiaries. If you are, for example, if you want to get a scholarship of 10,000, then it won't come to the university. It won't come to any of the agencies. It will directly come to your bank account, stating that your 10,000 scholarship have been directly debited to your account itself. So that kind of a stuff or this kind of a schemes the government wants to bring in. Okay, there is a direct interaction between the government and the people. There is no middleman required in any of the incidents, in any of the cases. For example, we can take an example of a passport. Okay, earlier if I want to get a passport, not earlier, even a decade back, if I want to get a passport, I need to visit a post office, get a form there, I need to fill the form, attach all the required documents and send it to the regional office. And at that time, the regional office was there in Belgaum. Okay, once they receive it, they would go through, and if any documents is not clear, anything is missing, they would have written a letter back, or they would have kept the application as it is. We need to go there, we need to inquire, we need to check a status. Okay, and if it is processed, okay, usually to get a passport, it requires 3 to 6 months at that time. Okay, and even for the renewal, it would take minimum 1 month time. But now you can fill the form online, you can book an appointment online. Okay, the time slot will be given to you, and every district place have a passport or e-Seva Sindhu. In that, you can go and verify and show your documents and prove it is me itself, and within a week you will get your passport delivered. Okay, like in every instances, in every services, in every transaction with the government, the minimum people or the minimum middlemen or no middlemen required at all. That is what the government is trying to bring, and that is what the initiatives of the, or that is what the main objectives of the e-governance is about. Okay. See, again, the types of interaction in e-governance is government to government. It may be state or central to state, or it may be union. Government to citizen, government to business, and the government to the employees. Okay, so these are the 4 different types of transactions which happens in the e-governance. Okay, first the government to government. Sorry, the first thing is government to citizens. See, the goal of government to customers or the citizens is e-governance is to offer a variety of ICT services to the citizens in an efficient and economic manner, and to strengthen the relationship between the government and the citizens or the customers. That is CSE, that is the services or the scheme for the services of the citizens of India. Bharat Bill Pay, one-stop bill payment for the entire system. Okay. See, earlier they have introduced the phone pay. Okay, Google Pay. So what has happened? If I have a phone pay and the trader has the Google Pay, then it won't work out. If the vice versa is there, then it won't work out. So the government has come up with the Bharat Pay. That is a one solution. Whatsoever the application you may have, but it will receive it. It will process it. So Bharat Bill Pay, any kind of a bills, it may be your telephone bill, electrical bill, water bill, okay, your what is it? The house taxes. So everything can be paid in the Bharat Bill Pay itself. Then Passport Seva Kendra, as I have given you an example. Okay. Now every district have a Passport Seva Kendra. PAN, that is NSDL and UTI services. E-districts, that is the entire district's office has been made electronic. Okay. So the e-district, whatever the services you want, okay, you can get it in the e-districts. Okay. Electronic commission services, IRCTC, train booking, even you can book a meals in the train by with the help of IRCTCs, even you can book a flight. Okay, taxis, everything can be available in the IRCTC. Then refers to the condition through the internet between the government agencies and the business companies. MCA, all business related needs and requirements of a company. Every registration, licenses, documents can be got through the help of the e-offices itself. Okay. Then e-tender, all the government procurement has to be done with the e-tender itself. That is no manual thing. We need to upload our requirements in our website, and the people who wants to supply will go through and give a quotation or fill their quotations in the e-tender itself. Okay. Then GST, it is entirely online. Okay, you can fill the GST through online. Then e-business mission mode projects, e-jam, that is government e-marketplace, government online procurement portal. So many are there with respect to providing benefits or for providing a transparency in the transactions between the citizens and the government. Likewise, the government to business, okay, like e-tender, GST, e-biz, e-sum, government online procurement portals. These are again beneficiaries for the business, because earlier when the businesses want to deal with the government, then it was very hectic because of there was no transparency at all. There was a lot of corruption. But because of the e-governance, okay, now to the most extent, the transparency is maintainable. Okay, that government to employees, like the EPF, the EPS models, EPFO, and provident funds will be directly provided to the employees without any middlemen. Okay, then likewise, benefits of e-governance. Okay, how the e-governance is going to benefit to the citizens and to the entire country. Okay, it increases the accountability, because we know directly who is accountable for what. Okay, who is accountable for what. Okay, so it increases the accountability. Earlier, the blame game would happen, the finger pointing would happen, but now because of the e-governance, the blame game or finger pointing will be reduced, and the person will directly be responsible or be accountable. It increases the transparency, because everything is available in the website. Everything is available in the black and white. Okay, so the transparency will obviously increase, higher availability of public domain information. Okay, because the information is available openly to the public, so the people will start relying on that. The reliability will obviously increase, which will never give us scope for any corruptions. Okay, and the higher penetration due to the automation, the penetration level will obviously increase because of the transparency, because of the availability of the information, and because of the reliability, and increase efficiency due to the connectivity. Okay, because if it is openly available in the website, if it is openly available in the domain, then the people can notice it, the people can go through it. Okay, hence the penetration will improve, the reliability will improve, the corruption will come down. Okay, done. 2006 to 11 National E-Government Plan. Okay, what is the plan of the National E-Governance or the E-Government? See, initiatives will go through directly. State-wide area network, connect all the states. Okay, then state data centers host government apps. Okay, then common service centers, internet-enabled centers at all the district headquarters. Electronic forms through state portal, download forms and submit the application or upload the applications. Earlier it was submit, now you can upload it. You need to fill all the application, take a printout, put a signature and upload it. Now even if you have a digital signature, you can directly digitally sign it and you need to upload it, even it is valid now. Then capacity building implications from city to village. E-district provide district administration services by web services like the right to information, social welfare, ration card, birth and death certificate. Okay, everything has to be provided through the electronic platform itself. Okay, then citizen engagement, deep awareness about all the projects which are going in that particular city, district, taluk or a state. Okay, everything has to be uploaded in a website. It should be open to all, so that all the people can know what is happening in this. What is the cost of a project? Who is doing that particular thing? When it will be completed? Okay, so everything will be in the black and white. That is what the plan or the initiative of National E-Government Plan in the year 2006 to 2011. Okay, next please. Okay, the present 5-year plan, that is from 2012 to 2017. Here it says deliver all government services in electronic mode so as to make government process transparent, citizen-centric, efficient, and easily accessible to all the citizens. Whatever the kind of a document you need, it has to be accessible in the e-format. That is what the 12th 5-year plans about. Okay, create. What is that? create shareable resources to all government entities so that they can deliver both information and transaction of government services over the mobile itself. Now, build a shared services platform to accelerate e-government project implementation, to strengthen and improve the existing project through innovation and infusion of advanced technology, to promote ethical use of technology and data and create safer, secure cyber world, to create an ecosystem which will promote the innovation in the ICT for governments and application so that it will benefit the society, to better target welfare schemes of the central and state government, to increase all-round awareness and create mechanisms that promote and encourage the citizen engagement, and to make available as much data as possible in the public domain. Not as much as possible, all the data has to be put in the public domain until and unless it is confidential. Okay? Everything the public has to know has to be put in the public domain, or they have to put it in the respective website. It should be available to the public. Next. Another thing is about, another initiative of the government is about Digital India. Right? Like there was so many other schemes, so many other programs. It is one of the very effective initiative of the government of India. Like Skill India is there, Hello India is there. Okay. Likewise, even the Digital India is one of the scheme, one of the program, one of the initiative launched by the government of India. See, it is a flagship program of government of India with the vision to transform India into a digitally empowered society and the knowledge economy. The focus is to bring the transformative to realize that the information technology plus information technology is or will lead to the information technology itself. The focus is on making the technology central to enable the change. Okay? It is an umbrella program covering so many departments, so many ministries in the government. It waves together a large number of ideas and thoughts into a single comprehensive vision so that each of them is seen as a part of a larger goal. Each individual element stands on its own, but is also a part of a larger picture. It is coordinated by the DEITY. What is it? DD. Yes. It is coordinated by the Department of. Yes. So even I forgot what is it? Department of Electronic. Let's see what is it. It is coordinated by DD, that is one of the department, and it is implemented by the entire government. The weaving together makes the mission more transformative in totality. The program pulls together many existing schemes into one umbrella. Okay, various schemes will be merged in the Digital India. They will implement it in a synchronized manner. Many elements are only process improvements with the minimal cost. Okay, the cost is very much lesser compared to the earlier traditional services. The common branding of programs as Digital India highlights the transformative impact. Okay. Next, please. So these are the 9 pillars of a Digital India. If you want to really make the India digital, then we have to follow or we have to adhere to these 9 pillars. Those are the broadband highway. That is, each and every corner of the India has to be connected with the broadband. That is one of the important pillars. Then universal accessible, universal access to mobile connectivity. Okay. Now, because in hardly any remote places or in the most remote places, still the mobile accessibility is not available in India. So the government thinks if it has to be a digital India, then the mobile connectivity should be there. Okay, so everyone has to be connected with the mobile. Public internet access program. Okay, in that there are two important subcomponents, that is CSC, that is e-services to all the citizens. Then the post offices should be converted into the multiple service centers. They will not deliver or they will not accept the parcels, but they will act as a multiple service centers in the coming days. Wherein now slowly they have started accepting or acting as a banks. Okay, in the days to come, it will be a hub for all the government documents or the schemes. Anything you want, if you go to the post office, you can get it done. Okay, so multiple service centers will be, or the post office will act as that. Then e-governance, reforming the government through the technology. You have to apply online, and the tracking will be there. And online repositories, as I said, your academic documents, your marks card will be there in the online. Likewise, every document will be available online itself. Okay, then the integration of services and the platform, everything is related, or everything will be based on your Aadhaar itself. Your identity will be your Aadhaar number itself. Okay, so integration of the services, all the stuff, all the documents will be issued on the basis of your Aadhaar itself. So that is integration. Then economy, that is electronic delivery of the services. Okay, all the services will be delivered or will be facilitated through the electronic media itself. Okay, it will not only save the time, but it will also save the environment, because it will be a paperless office. Everything will be electronic basis. Then the information to all, open data platform. As I said, everything which has to be known will be available in the websites. Will be open for all the people. Okay, so the open documentation or the information will be available to all. Then the electronics manufacturing, promoting electronics manufacturing in the country within the target of net zero import by the year 2020. It was again extended to 2025. Okay, hardly we have met 30% of the target, but by 2025, again the target has been set, but I don't think so we are able to achieve it. But by 2030, we are going to achieve it, that the entire electronic devices will be manufactured in India. That is on the basis of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay. Then IT for jobs. Okay. These pillar focuses on providing training to the youth with the schemes like the Skill India. Okay. Then early harvest program. Okay. That is, early harvest program basically consists of those projects which are to be implemented within the short timeline, such as biometric attendance, Wi-Fi in public places, secure email, SMS-based alerts, and the various skill programs will be introduced to the people so that they have the multiple skills. If the people have multiple skills, then they are capable to do the multiple jobs. Okay? So they will not dependent on only one particular skill. Okay? So thank you. And again, there is a quote to end with. That is, the technology you won't replace the teachers, but teachers who use technology will probably replace the teachers who are not using the technology. Thank you. Any questions or queries?
ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದೇವಿ ಮಹಿಳಾ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ವಿಜಯಪುರ 12 ದಿನದ ತರಬೇತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಮಠಪತಿ ಸರ್, ಸಹಾಯಕ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕರು, MBA ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ವಿಭಾಗ, ಇವರಿಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಅಧ್ಯಯನದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ತರಬೇತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಸಂಯೋಜಕರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಸನ್ನಕ್ನರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.